Good morning, everybody. It is January 4th. My name is Sarah Frails. I am joining the Obstruct the Vote online team, and I just want to go over some stuff that I saw today on CNN, actually. And as we get closer to the 2020 elections, I want to make it clear that DNC Fraud Protest and Obstruct the Vote are two really great movements that you can join with two specific goals. Obstruct the Vote, in short, I'll go through their website. It's actually pretty amazing, and I've been working closely with Deb Della Piana to transform their website into meme form, in addition to creating a Pinterest board for them, creating a vast social media presence for them, and we're adding more people to our team as quickly as we can. So if you'd like to help, you can go to becomeungovernable.net or obstructthevote.com, obstructthevote.org. The links are right up here. So Obstruct the Vote, I'll try and get in briefly if you are not aware, is a movement to unite people outside of the system to correct the false narrative that we can create change from within, because it is very clear that we can't. So we want to unite people without political parties, and this is just one of the movements that we have created to do that. Try until something really starts making a difference is the strategy here. So the page is pretty cool. It's got, a lot of statistics, and it links it directly to where the facts are. So that's pretty cool. And it's very interactive, so you can do your own research, even if you've never researched anything on your own, and you're used to just getting hand-fed information and you're realizing it's not accurate. This is one of these sites where they can back it up, and quickly. So we understand that each of these candidates, they have owners. They are puppets. That doesn't mean that they're not dangerous, because they are very dangerous. But the people behind them is ultimately what we need to get to. So you address the puppets, you address how they're being puppets, how they're getting paid, why they're acting to benefit these people. And so this is a movement that does that. So you can contact them directly from the obstructthevote.org website, contact. And then I don't know if you have to enter your last name. You could even enter someone else's name if you're not. You just want to find out a little more in your email, and then write them a little note. They also do many other things like boycott, but that'll be for another video. Okay, let's just go over some of the page. This is really kind of cool, and I've been working closely with Deb and getting her a Pinterest board. That way, not only the people within the movement can just go to the Pinterest board, because some people love Pinterest, some people don't. So we're trying to put Obstruct the Vote on all the different platforms that we can. So if you are good at social media, and you say, oh well, I'm great at MeWe, join our MeWe team. Contact them on this page, or contact me or Deb on Facebook or Instagram. We're trying to build a presence here. So it has a lot of cool things. I've made these into specifically, so that way, say if, let me go to it. I don't know if I have it uploaded yet. I know I have it on my computer. Let me pull it up. I made these into memes, so that way, when you see people pushing these narratives, you can say, oh, I have a response to that, like let me get that meme, because that's what I do. But I've got a lot of stuff on here. Okay. Next one. Here we go. So what I'm doing is just trying to take this message, because it's not just Deb's message, it's not just my message, it's the message that we believe in, and we want it to other people to be able to take that message and say, wait a minute, I really support that, so I'm going to promote that idea. And that's what it's all about. That's why I joined the Obstruct the Vote 2020 movement, because I really believe in it, and I believe that there's 100% validity in that. So myth one, it is our civic duty to vote. And this is copied directly from the page, and I think it couldn't have been said better. It is our civic duty to vote only if the government that is holding the election is securing and upholding our rights as citizens. If it becomes oppressive or destructive of those rights, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish and to institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Declaration of Independence. I mean, she makes a really great case with what she has on the page so far. Let me get back to it. Okay, and you know, you can go through these. I don't have to go through and read all these. Now the Pinterest board. I've only started it today, but if you type in I'm curious to see if it's okay. It comes up. So if you type in Obstruct the Vote 2020, it'll come up. And how this is going to work is on our Discord channel. For those of you that don't know, we have a Discord channel that is a gamer chat. It has an app and it has a website you can go to. So you can use computer or your phone on a smartphone. And what we're going to do, we've created a specific channel just for Obstruct the Vote. And we're going to post all things Obstruct the Vote in here. So say if I'm making, say if I make a meme for something, then it's going to be in here and we can share it out. This is where I made these graphics the other day and I shared them with them, instantly, because can't really do that on social media as much. Like whether people don't see the messages or whether they get censored from one platform and they're still, social media disconnects us in a way. So we've used this Discord channel to share links and share content and organize projects together and collaborate on live streams. We have an Become Ungovernable watch party where we will live stream all together using the platform called zoom.us and live stream, with multiple people and watch videos and, share ideas and thoughts about different media. So, okay, Obstruct the Vote. So if you want to join Obstruct the Vote, potentially you'll need to join our Discord chat so you can see the content that's posted every day. Here's another one. There is no place for us at the table. We will never outvote the elite. There is simply no way that those that we put in position of power can ever work for us when these extraordinary amounts of money change hands. None of these donations are without strings. To ensure that those providing the fuel for the fire are paid back in some way. In order to wrest power back and leverage, we the people must take bold action with radical non-voting. We refuse to give the elites a return on their investment. We delegitimize this corrupt system. The system will not be fixing itself. And I know, if you followed my videos or my content, you know that I say this over and over again. Why are you legitimizing? I say this to these Democrats because I protest at their events a lot, and I try and reach out to them and get them to understand, why are we legitimizing rigged elections? Why are we legitimizing this government? And I started DNC Fraud Protest because I wanted a way for people, because I was one of Bernie's supporters in 2016, and he cheated us. We were cheated. He was not cheated. And I know that a lot of people, they feel attached to Bernie because of the fact that they feel they saw the DNC do him wrong, but he is a willing participant. Okay, he's not a victim. I know that a lot of his popularity comes from people thinking that he's a victim because of the fact that he continues to support the establishment and herd people back to the duopoly, same as Trump does. Bernie is no better than Trump, in my opinion. That's why I don't support any candidate. That's why I don't support any party, because none of them can help us right now. So that's why I'm really adamant about Obstruct the Vote. I feel like it's our only hope at taking our power back. I want to give power back to the people. There are many people that will lay on the guilt. Make no mistake about it. There are plenty of naysayers out there. Every day you're going to meet at least one person telling you that this is not what we should be doing, or they're going to tell you, shame on you. Okay? These people are misguided. You don't have to feel like, they're working against you, even though in a way they are. But you don't have to feel, I've noticed that I've had the urge when talking with someone that's promoting a duopoly candidate, and I have this automatic urge to think that they're out to get me, or think that they're out to hurt me because of what they're doing. But the issue is, they're not trying to, most of the time, they're not trying to hurt, their fellow citizens. They don't understand that what they're doing is not the right thing, simply because the masses do it. The masses legitimize this government because no one is leading them into the right direction. And I think Obstruct the Vote, DNC Fraud Protest, Unity for J is great. The War on the Pentagon, that's great. The March on the Pentagon is an anti-war movement. And I know that there's some Democrats that are associated with it, but I'm positive that from their core, it's not being ran by the Democratic Party. And so that's why I still support them. So I know a lot of people, they are, skittish about the fact that it says Women's March, because the Democrats have literally made people dislike women, because they try and say, oh, well, if you don't support these women, like Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren, then you're, a sexist, or you're not a feminist. And that's not true, because, plain and simple, I'm a feminist, and I don't support Hillary Clinton or any Democrat, because I believe that they work to hurt us. They work to silence us. They do not represent us. And so we have to be confident. We have to say, okay, this is our platform. This is what we, have researched, and we're providing that. So the DNC Fraud Protest has been has several goals. One, we want to unite people outside the system, and we want to get people involved in direct action, and we want people to see what it looks like and to participate in it and to represent themselves. So, for example, at our DNC Fraud Protest, we'll make sure we give everybody the floor. If they want to speak and take the microphone or the megaphone, then we let them do it, because, they're taking their time and money to travel, to these events. they need to be heard. We want people to represent themselves, because this government is fully tyrannical. I can say that with the utmost certainty, from left to right. And so I'll tell people, don't vote, revolt. But if you have to vote, if you feel that you have to vote, then please know who you're voting for. Please. Even if you need to contact me or Deb to help you, to guide you of what sources to go look into and have you, go down your own path, that's fine. I want to work on educating people and giving people the facts, because, they're not getting. There's a lot of people that are disappointed, or they don't trust mainstream media, and for good reason. But the issue is they're turning off their TVs and they're not participating, and they're not calling the mainstream media out, and they're not researching their own news. But then, they're still getting some news from the mainstream media filtered into their lives, whether it's on ad promotions, or whether it's through friends' comments, or whether it's through Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest. You're going to see the mainstream media no matter what you do. Okay? So we have to take in the good and the bad information and decide for ourselves what we know to be true and what we see to be true from, the information in front of us. So I don't even really say turn off the mainstream media anymore, because I want to encourage people to research, and call them out and say, this company, this organization is lying right now, like The Guardian is done it to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, and they went on attack, and that's exactly what we need to be doing. So, that being said, what we want to do with Obstruct the Vote, one of the things, is we want people to be aware of what the Democrats are doing, and Republicans are doing ahead of time. Now, I think that we're going to have at least at first, more information about Democrats on here. Although there is still going to be information about Republicans on here. But the issue is, we believe, or at least I believe, that the Republican Party is going to be a lot easier to oppose, because of the fact that they're not leading a fake revolution right now. They're not like the Democrats. The Democratic Party is the only entity to admit to interfering in our elections. And they're in their primaries. It's in the court of law. Okay, check out DNC Fraud Lawsuit at jampact.us. GAM.us/DNC lawsuit. And you can read all their court documents are made public, all the public ones, and it goes into detail. Two of their witnesses in their lawsuit in 2016 have been killed. One was Seth Rich and one was Sean Lucas. This is not a conspiracy. This is the public record. So we're at the point where we have the information to back it up, and we know we do, and it's all about documenting it. So, DNC Fraud Protest is great, because on our page we're documenting the crimes, and it just takes time. I'm pretty much the only one running it, and I'm not a web designer, but it's gotten better over the time. So I try and put as much information on here as I can. Like, for example, yes, join our mailing list. Come to our page and join our mailing list. Okay. For example, CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is the company that claimed Russian hacking for the DNC. They gave their servers to CrowdStrike. The issue here is that, one, the Russian hacking didn't happen like they say it happened. And two, the 7-Eleven and 8:03. Each of these days are one day after Seth Rich died, and one day was after Sean Lucas died. There's a pay trail, pretty hefty pay trail here, right here and right here. Almost 100,000 and over 100,000. And then, you know, it's interactive as well. You click on it. I think you can, for this you can go to the FEC.gov and look it up. Or you can go to Disobedient Media, or you can go to America First Media Group. Hopefully the links are right. Yeah. So you can click this image right here, and it'll take you to it. Or right here. Okay. You know, this is still a work in progress, but we also have an Obstruct The Vote 2020 on here, just to lead people back to the page. And I just want to break that narrative, you know, that's what we're focused on right now, is breaking the narrative and uniting people, that a nonviolent revolution is possible. Now, when I say nonviolent, I mean that the people involved in this movement, Obstruct the Vote, and the DNC Fraud Protest, we are nonviolent. We understand, you know, I personally have learned from watching live streams of the No Dabble protest, it's that no matter how unviolent you are, no matter how peaceful you are, they're going to inflict violence on us. They're going to send in infiltrators, you know, with the DNC fraud, they already have, and that infiltrator was kicked out. We had a few attempts that were blocked before they even, you know, attended the event, but that's for another story. We've had BBC UK, you know, contacted us. They want to talk with us about Seth Rich and make a documentary about his murder and his assassination, really. And then they ended up using that footage to make a Russiagate video, and, you know, called us parasites. You know, we literally handed him a book like 3 inches thick of information regarding Seth Rich and his death and what he did involving WikiLeaks. I guess he ignored, you know, all the information we gave him because he didn't use any of it in his BBC UK documentary. His name is Charlie Mole, which I thought the name was funny, but I think that's his real name. Okay, so Obstruct the Vote. Okay. I mean, it's just Deb Delapiano. She's really good at making websites. She kind of lights a fire under my ass because I want my stuff to be up to par with hers. You know, we really need your help. If you'd like to join this movement, Obstruct the Vote, unite with us outside the system without political parties, we believe that's really the way to go. Please contact us on this website. So inside the clown car, is what we call it. We want people to be aware of what they're doing as they're doing it, or even before they're doing it. So Deb has actually called out several of these people saying, you know, hey, let me go to this. She wants people to know, and I do too, we want people to know who these candidates are and how they're associated with the party and with you know, other people like Michael Bloomberg. This is a potential candidate who seems to flip-flop, you know, go jump from party to party. And this is, we also want to highlight this because we want to show people that these elites, they jump from party to party because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The values from the Republican Party are just as shameful as the Democratic Party. So that, you know, that's why you see a lot of candidates jumping back and forth, because it just, you know, not just investing in the two parties like but they work together. So we want to show that. We want people to know who these people are. Even just putting their name out there and saying, hey, we shouldn't support this person because this person, and we want to list why, we want to list, this is an enabler. Kamala Harris, she's another pretty face, and they need these pretty faces, because, ultimately in America, beauty matters more than morals. Beauty matters more than policy. So what we're trying to do is correct that narrative that policies matter. Actions and words and who they are friends with and donors with, that matters. So Deb was actually spot on, because I saw a CNN. We made this a few weeks ago. We're trying to get people to know who these potential candidates are, so we can be on the guard. Okay, so the CNN article I read today. Hillary Clinton is meeting with possible 2020 Democrats. This right here, okay. As you know, CNN virtually is the Clinton News Network. They put out what the Democrats want them to put out. I mean, that's just reality. This is just more proof that Hillary Clinton, even though she's not on the board of the DNC, that she financially controls the decisions, not just because of her false credibility within the Democratic Party. Like, people in Hollywood and Washington, they praise her name. They want her endorsement. Well, we want to send a message that her endorsement is a guarantee that they will not have our support. But more than that, we're not allowing ourselves to get sucked in to legitimizing our rigged elections, because that's what they want. That's what candidates like Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders, they pretend to oppose the establishment, but in reality, they want to herd you back to supporting people like Hillary Clinton, So we just want people to be aware of that as soon as possible. So these are some of the names that are being pushed out already. And I knew it was coming. I knew as soon as January hit around that they would start pushing out these smaller names like Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, John Hickenlooper, Eric Garcetti. I think the only one that Deb hasn't called out yet is this one. And give it time. But this is how the DNC works. They'll roll out these candidates a year in advance, pushing out different names. They may even name, 20 other names. Who knows, over the next year. They're trying to feel people out, and they want to see. Right now, I guarantee you that they're looking at what we're saying and what we're doing, and they're looking to see how these people are going to poll, and not just poll based on their fake, CNN polls and stuff, but how the public's reacting to them. And I'm sure that they use things like Google and Twitter and stuff to see who's popular and who's not. So we want to send a message out to the world right now that these people are not anybody that we're going to support. And not anybody, and we're also not going to support anybody within that party. Anybody that is friends with any of them, we're not going to associate with them. We're not going to support them. Not only that, but we're going to explain to people why they shouldn't support them. Okay? And we need more people. We need more volunteers to join this movement. So, part of why I'm doing this video is I really want to attract people to help us. Whatever your talents are, if you are a graphic designer, if you're a web designer, or if you're, great at promoting on social media, contact them. Say, hey, I have this skill, or I have this ability, and I would like to use it to help this movement. Because ultimately, no one is going to come, no one is coming to save us. No one is going to represent us except ourselves. So I want to give people the opportunity whether it's with DNC Fraud or Obstruct the Vote, to represent themselves, to create media, to use their voice to oppose things that they see wrong, in our system. And we can do it from outside the political system. We don't have to legitimize fraud to stop the fraud. In fact, if we do legitimize it, if we do continue voting, the corruption is just going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. So yeah, let's go over the rest of the page. Project page. So this page tells you about all the candidates, and even more, so this used to be called that too. Even heard some rumors about Mark Zuckerberg running. These people, there's a lot of people that have good intentions that still support Tulsi and Jesse and Nina and Bernie. This is how the DNC works. They get these people that have an independent title or a revolutionary, reputation, and they say, okay, you support these people, and these people, like Jesse Ventura, will start blurring the lines between Democrats and Greens and Democrats and progressives and liberals and saying, we gotta have unity, we gotta have, I agree, we do have to have unity, but unity with corruption makes you complicit. And that's the reality of it. So, I personally am tired of being complicit. I helped Bernie, he cheated me. Then I supported Jill, and now I don't support Jill anymore because I'm holding them accountable for their actions. Jill Stein just did a attack, or her page did, and she's not speaking out against it. Her page on Twitter and Facebook both tried to discredit GNN, which is Green News Network on Facebook. It's basically just an anti-establishment media. They've never posted anything false, and yet Green Party candidate Jill Stein is telling people not only that they don't represent Green Party values, which they do, but she's going one step further and saying, hey, don't go to them, unfollow them. And so, I think it was Maya Angelou that said, when someone shows you their true colors, believe them the first time. So, I just feel like we really need to start getting organized, because these people, like Jesse Ventura and Hillary Clinton and Mark Zuckerberg and Michelle Obama, they're organized to the T. They are a well-oiled machine, and we need to be more organized than them. So that's going to take a lot of people. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of work. And if this isn't your thing, if you don't want to be involved in Obstruct the Vote or DNC Fraud or Unity for J, find what your movement is. Find where you want to spend your time, where you want to put your energy, and do it. Okay? And don't listen to anybody. If you believe something's worth it, then make it happen. Be your own hero. Be a leader, and you will create leaders. That's what we want to do right now. Is we want to create leaders to inspire a real revolution. If you want to join Obstruct the Vote, you can email this email right here, become.ungovernable@zoho.com. They also have T-shirts, which I helped design. Quoted Chris Hedges on the back. And they even have DNC Fraud Protest on here. And, okay, April we are having 2 events in Boston. Okay, one is called the Clinton Cabal Unwelcoming Committee. This is hosted by Deb Della Piana. April 30th, Boston Opera House. It's a peaceful event to show opposition to the Clinton Cabal. the DNC Fraud Protest will be there. Mean News will be there, filming. Then we have DNC Fraud Protest in Boston too. I think it might even be the same location. We're not 100% sure yet. It's still a little bit far away. We are fundraising for it. So if you would like to help us with that, we would appreciate it, because travel and hotel and everything is pretty expensive. I have virtually everything that we would need. I'll be taking a plane, so I won't be able to take a lot of stuff, but I'm going to take, you know, like my mic and my amp and materials for posters and signs, and I'll probably have stacks and stacks of flyers to hand out. I would really like to get us an Airbnb for the team that attends. They'll be taking care of their own tickets, and then I really would like to have somewhere for us to stay so we could all work on everything together the night before and the night after. If you want the link, just ask me for it. I think that about covers everything. Yeah, but Obstruct the Vote is, I believe, what I was missing. When I started DNC Fraud Protest, you know, people, they instantly believe that if you're against the DNC, then that means that you're out to help another party. And I kept explaining to people, you know, the DNC Fraud Protest does not legitimize any other corrupt organization. We're simply micro-focusing on one huge issue, and that's the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is a problem, not a solution. What we need is a real revolution. So that's why I'm really, really thankful that we have the Obstruct the Vote idea, and we're uniting Obstruct the Vote with the DNC Fraud Protest, because I really want to show people that we have no other alternative motive to, you know, we don't want to help any other party. So Obstruct the Vote shows that we don't want to help any other party. So I'm really thankful for it. Check the website out, and I'm going to go rest my back, because I hurt my back a few weeks ago, and I'm doing all I pretty much can right now. But soon I'll be back, and talk to you guys later.